Alright, making tortillas. Let me look at my recipe to double check. So 2.5 cups of flour. Making tortillas for dinner tonight. Gonna have breakfast for dinner. So I was like, ooh, I get to make tortillas. I like doing this. They've come out pretty good the last few times. So hopefully, it's 2.5 cups, right? Hopefully they'll come out okay. I warmed up the water to about 100 degrees. I just do this salt by eye. Unsalted butter. I do warmed up the water at about 100 degrees. It's a cup of water, but I end up using about 3/4 of it. It's a whole stick of butter, unsalted. So I'm gonna add that first. I just melted it. You don't have to melt it. In theory, you could just put it in like room temperature and kind of knead it in. I'm lazy. I just want it melted because I just need to get moving here. So cover my flour with the butter. The idea is to try to cover all the flour with butter because that's going to be our main flavor component along with the salt. So now you get this little grainy type deal here. So I'm going to add, like there's a cup, right? I'm going to add about half. Wow, that was about half. That's great. A little bit more. Just about half. Start working this together. See how much water, oops, I'm holding it at an angle you can't tell. So that's how much water is left, and I don't think I'm going to need any more water, because I think this is right. Okay, it's a bit scratchy looking, but it's to be expected. Okay. All right. It does not count unless you take a picture of it for Instagram. So we kind of form it into a little ball here, because the idea now, it's 4:14 in the afternoon. I'm planning on eating dinner in like an hour, more or less. I'm just gonna make some sausage and egg. Just make a breakfast for dinner tortilla. So this is done. Gonna let it rest for 20 minutes. Cover it with a towel. Rest for 20 minutes. The rest of this water can go. This can go. Got dishes to do, of course, but this is ready. Let it rest for 20 minutes. We'll be back. All right, it's been 20 minutes. Let's take this out. It's got a little bit of a skin to it. That's not a problem. Oh, you know what? Instead of doing the towel, because the towel, you know, I need it for something else. There's a note to myself. Just do this. It's a tighter seal, and you're less likely to get a skin. Not that if you get a skin right now, it's not a big deal. Just work it out. So Okay, so yeah, yeah, she knows what time it is. Okay, so what was I gonna do? I'm gonna partition them out. I guess do it like a loaf of bread. I always forget. I should have reviewed my last video. 99% of the time, the only person who really watches my videos is me. So, because I need a reference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's about right. It's usually between like 10 and a dozen. So yeah. That's like a ping pong ball, maybe a little bit bigger. It's just always a. If you're gonna mess up like your proportions or something like that, this is where you're gonna do it. Ideally, I'd have to figure out like a gram, and then put it on the. So like that one's a little too big, and this one's gonna be a little too small. So you just do it by weight. That would be the best way to do this. I'm just telling myself that for next time, and then I'll need to figure out what weight am I looking for. So I don't know. This feels good. 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. Just shy of a dozen. That's fine. I think last time I made 10. So, and I know they weren't all really big. So there's going to be a couple of smaller ones. Like I said, do it by weight. Don't do as I do, because I'm just eyeballing, and I'm not very good at that too. So, got our shapes up. So it's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. All right. It doesn't count if you don't take a picture of it and put it on Instagram. So, grab my towel here, give it a good bench rest. In the meantime, I'm going to get my pan ready, and by that I mean turn on the heat to like medium high maybe. I like to get it nice and hot. It takes a few minutes to get it like the right heat. It needs to be like when it hits, it just starts to puff. Anyway, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes of rest. Let's take one of the first ones I made. Just gonna scoot these over a little bit. So, plate flour, you'll need however much you need. So, I just start out with a cup, and usually a cup covers me all the way around, covers all my bases, all 11 of my bases here. So, get it nice and covered on one side and then the other. I'm just working my way out. So just trying to make it you want it to be a circle. That's the most efficient method. You can make it a square, but it would require more work. This is a lot easier. This is just kind of like whatever, I was going to record this. So I got this sucker all ready to go. Just work my way out from the center. There's probably different ways to do this. That's just the way I do it. Doesn't mean that there's another way is wrong or whatever, I'm just trying to make tortillas here, not trying to make beef. Okay. So yeah. Looks pretty good. So we're going to turn this off. Let's go ahead and make another one. Oh, that's fine. I think this is hot. Let me move this. All right. Got our pan nice and hot. Let's get started. All right. The pan's been blazing away for about 4 or 5 minutes now. Just want to get it just searing hot. The hotter the better, the quicker it cooks it. The quicker it cooks it, the better it is, I think. So, while this is going, I'm going to start on the next one. And just do this 12 times. It's pretty repetitive, but it's a lot of fun. And you have the best tortillas you ever had, fresh, right in your house. Don't have to go anywhere, don't have to pay anybody. Just gotta buy the mixed materials, but you would have these anyway. All right, look at this sucker bubbling up already. That's great. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, oops. No. Party foul. Okay. Whew. That was a good one. Usually it's the first one that kind of has a problem, but I think the first one's going to be okay. Ooh, gunshot here. Hold on. There we go. All right. Looks pretty good. First one done. Got the next one ready to go. It'd probably be pretty cool to have another person helping. Forgot to put a closing on that video. I was just cooking dinner, so I was just cooking up. Everything came out great. Maybe a bit more salt, but I was making with sausage and egg, and the sausage has enough salt in it, so I didn't really need it. But if I eat them individually, I'd put just a slight sprinkle of salt on it or maybe just put some cheese in there, make it like a quesadilla or something like that. But they came out really good. That recipe is the recipe I've been using for 4 or 5 times now, and it's come out good every single time. So water, flour, butter, salt. That's it. You only need about 3/4 of a cup of water, but you have to just do it by feel. And the whole stick of butter keeps everything nice and firm, and it gives it a nice flavor. At least a teaspoon, but maybe 2 teaspoons of salt. So just that's to taste. And you don't really need as much salt. It doesn't add any flavor to the tortilla, but if you put something with a lot of flavor in it, it kind of compensates for it. That's a whole taste thing. So they came out good, successful, and I look forward to the next time I make them.